And so it begins. Time to go get stuff to work on the car. Perfect. God, I love that sound. She sounds so good, man. Alright, so now we're off. We got to go pick up some zip ties. I'm going to pick up some cutting compound and maybe a DA if they got one cheap that I can cut into this paint, see how much I can save or whether or not I really need to repaint the whole friggin' car. I know I probably got to paint it, but we'll see. But anyways, let's go ahead and push my mirror out. Let's run up to AutoZone and get some much needed. Yeah, maybe we'll go to Advance today. Go to Advance, get some much needed stuff to work on this car, and we'll get this done. All right, guys, so we got the zip ties. We got the car in the air, as you guys can see here. Now, it's literally going to be about getting, I know I should probably have some wheel chocks up there, but whatever. I got to find a good jack point to sit her down on some jack stands, and then we can get to work. All right, guys, welcome on back. We got the jack stands in place, the car jacked up. You got some on an incline, and I'm not using wheel chocks. This should get adventurous fairly quickly. All right. I don't remember what drive these wheels took. I believe it was it a 19 millimeter or was it a 17? It was a 19. All right. And it wasn't that. Oh, shit. That's right. I have a fucking drive set for this ratchet. Oh, gotta be smarter than yourself, right? There it is. I knew I had an impact socket here somewhere. Shit. Oh. This getting down on the ground and doing work shit, this shit is getting old. Alright. Oh, shit. As I just completely beat the shit out of the camera. Alright, we're in the building. You guys are situated. Let's see if we can get this thing off. Oh, wow. Are you serious? They made them that tight? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. No way. No fucking way. You gotta be kidding me. Sorry for the move with the camera, guys, but Jesus Christ. What in the fuck did they tighten this shit with? You gotta be kidding me right now. There we go. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. They had these motherfuckers on there with like a death grip. We got one. Come on now. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those on as tight as they had those on. Holy shit. Jesus. Wow. All right, well, I guess Walmart wants to make sure it's, Yo, Stitch. Absolute facts, bro. This shit is crazy, man. Alright, it's starting to come loose. But I'm going to kill my goddamn battery on the fucking impact. Just getting off one tire. Shit. All right, we got her loose now. Let me get this tire and shit out the way. Oh, balls! Oh. For those watching live on Instagram, I apologize for any gratuitous butt crack y'all might see. All right, we got that out. That air shock looks like dog shit. Oh. All right, let's get this wheel and tire out of the way. Guess it's easier to go this way, right? Oh, I know somebody's screenshotting my ass crack too. I know somebody's doing it. All right, we got the wheel off. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get to, there's a bolt down here on the bottom for the shock that holds it in place. And then we got two on the inside. We're gonna be going inside the trunk here in just a second to get the rest of this shit out. Oh. Alright guys, so I'm going to have to climb my ass in the trunk with this car on jack stands and on a hill. Sounds like fun times, doesn't it? Anywho's, so we're in here, and you guys can see down here, I already have the socket and stuff on here, and I'm going to use the power of Superman here to reach down from my balls and try to break this bolt free. Everybody on Instagram right now is like, fuck you, TK. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Magic. It's magic, I tell you. All right. Gotta look and see. Oh no, she's coming all the way out. I don't have to hold that nut. That's awesome. I love it. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. All right, she's coming out. Oh, it's coming out. And luckily we got two jack stands. I really don't have to worry about her falling down on me. I mean, she could roll down the hill, but I ain't too worried about that. Oh, come on. You get this bottom bolt out, which will free the strut. And then we'll get this dumbass air shock out. These gloves actually ain't that bad. It might keep my hands from getting filthy too. Damn, seriously? How fucking far is as big as this goddamn bolt? Shit. And I can totally see where my tire has rubbed on the inner fender wells in here against the shock itself. So that's probably why she has a leak, because it literally rubbed right into the airbag itself. And that's just because, you know, it wasn't holding enough air. I might have to go to a different size rim and tire for real, unless I probably could put spacers on her, push her out a little bit. Come on, man. Seriously? How long is this damn bolt? Shit. My hand's getting tired. My hand never gets tired. Pause. Oh. I'm fucking done here. What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. Are you done? Like, come out. Are you just stuck in like a rubber bushing or what? Fucking scumbag. Jesus Christ. I don't know if you saw the whole suspension drop like that. That was awesome. we'll use our jack to lift her back up, but that should be enough room for me to get in there and get in the trunk and get the rest of her to drop. Now, people are going to tell you that this job is easy and it's fun, but after we get the bottom to drop there, now I got to climb my ass in here. Damn. Oh, can I have a light? That'll work. That'd be awesome. Boom. There we go. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get that bolt, that nut, and the nut on the other side of that electronic connector, disconnect that electronic connector and unscrew it off the top of that strut. And then we'll wire in the resistor onto that connector as soon as we get done here. But this should be a very straightforward process. Once I get those two bolts loose, the shock should drop. I'll wiggle it out from that point, and then we'll put the new one in. That should be fun. Not. But we'll bolt in, I think, on the bottom first, and then I'll line it up and I'll jack it up into place, which should make doing that part up here fairly easy. So without further ado, being I have to climb my ass in here, I don't have a lot of room for the camera. We're just telling you, I'm showing you what exactly has to be done. Okay, you see that bolt, you see that nut there, disconnect that connector. I will do a follow-up video once we get her back on the ground on how to wire in those resistors. But let's get it. All right, guys, welcome to inside the trunk. So I got the right tool, finally got the right socket and the big boy wrench on it. And we're gonna try to get this last nut off. And that strut should just fall. Then we can take it out. Oh man, definitely not a fun job, but it's not difficult. It's just a pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hard job to do. Just a little bit of a pain in the ass. There's the whole strut. You see she's moving? She's rocking and rolling. So close. Just got to get her off. Get this nut off here. Pause. We're getting there. All right, let me see if I can get it with my hand. Oh. There she goes. Go, bitch. Go, white boy. Go, white boy. Go. Oh! All right, we gotta. There it is. Fuck out of here. Yeah. All right, guys, so we come back around this side. Now that we dropped the strut from in there, everything falls from up here. Now, there is a little air connector we're going to take off here in a second. We're going to bust that thing free, and then the strut should literally just come out. At that point, we'll bolt in the new strut, and then we'll use the jack to lift the rear end suspension to put it in place up there. And then I got to climb my fat ass back into the trunk and put it back together. So, without further ado, I'm going to get to the point of disconnecting that, all right? And then we're going to zip tie this closed. I'm going to show you how to do that so you don't have to disconnect your air suspension. In the event you ever want to go back to air suspension, you have the ability to do that. Wow, one of these studs is loose back here. That's not good. Seems like I'm going to be replacing hubs back here shortly. But, all right, let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is the old air strut. A complete piece of dog shit. You can even see rubber, all kinds of stuff hanging from it. Side by side, now let me see if I can get back far enough so you guys can see it. Side by side with the passive strut, you guys will see that, why is this turning? All right. Side by side with the passive strut, you guys will see that there's really no comparison here, right? The other one automatically is already taller. So that explains why, you know, my system has been doing what it's doing. All right. Next thing's next is putting this in place and then bolting it in. I'll need the jack for that. We will do that. I'll put the jack under the knuckle. We'll lift up that rear suspension, put the bolt through, and then we'll use the jack to push this in place, and then I'll bolt it in. And that side will be done. So without further ado, I think I'm going to time lapse this part. Oh, shit. Alright guys, so as you saw there in the hyperlapse, basically what I did is you line this up, you bolt her down over here first, right? It's that bolt you see. Oh shit, let's see if I can get you in here. That bolt right there. Get her bolted down. Don't over tighten it yet. Once you have it in place, line up the holes. Take a jack her up right here, which will line it up and seal her up there. And then you got to climb back in the trunk, put the fresh nuts on it, and then we're good. So I'm going to climb in the trunk. You've already seen me remove it. I'm not going to show you me getting my fat ass back in the trunk, but pretty simple. So we're going to do that right now. All right, guys. So now what we're going to do is climb in the trunk and finish tightening down the nuts here that hold the strut in place. Warning, if you're eating, you might not want to see this part of the video. My big ass has to climb up into the trunk. Usually it's putting people into the trunk, but in this case, I have to get into the trunk. And I am affected with the disease that affects 9 out of 10 white folks called no ass at all. So I apologize in advance if my whole ass crack is out in this video. But there's really nothing I can do here except just tighten the nuts and hope that y'all don't see a bunch of crack. But New Jack City, hey! Oh! And I apologize for all that ass, but what you gonna do? Woo! Butt cheeks. All right, ladies and gents, once you have your strut tightened up, put it into place, bolt on the bottom is tight, nuts on the top are tight, we're just gonna slowly lower her down just from here so that the assembly drops. And you see she came down a good little bit there, which I like. And I'm going to get back in the trunk and give her a couple more twists to see if she torques down anymore. All right, guys, then you want to make sure, woo, not to drop that shit on your feet. You want to make sure this bolt is definitely tight now that you've released the pressure from it. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want to make sure she's tight. Now, I'll hit her with the torque wrench too at the end. But that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what that, oh, that was the air strut. That's how you change the struts out. Now we'll put it all together. I'm going to zip tie the air line, which I'll probably show you guys that next, so you don't have any errors with the air suspension and the compressor isn't running constantly. So let's do that. All right, guys, up here, let's see if I can get her to zoom in a little bit. You see that little airline, right? That is what we are going to be focusing on. I'm going to try to zip tie her closed so that we don't have any issues with the air system. Now, I could also just remove the, the relay that powers it, but nah, we'll just do it like this and hope it works out. So one of the things you're going to want to do, let's see if I can get you guys closer in here so you get a better look at it. You can see it right there. I'm going to try to get you guys out of my way. There we go. What you want to do is pull on this a little bit so you have it over here, and you want to just bend it over and you want to crimp it. And how you do that is you just bend this over like so. So you want to leave this here because if you ever want to go back to this system, you can always splice in another airline, you know what I'm saying, into your existing airline. It's not difficult. All right, so we're gonna pinch that off like so. You want to make sure you completely got it pinched off. All right, and we're gonna zip tie her ass closed. Don't be afraid to squeeze the shit out of it. It doesn't matter if it breaks at that point. You literally just want to make sure you have her pinched off as tight as possible, like so. And then you're going to zip tie it. Put a zip tie right here. And the good thing about the zip tie too is it will let you, once you have it around the thing, tighten it up more. Then when you squeeze it with the wrench, you'll be able to tighten her up more. Like right now I got her around there, right? So I'm pulling it tight. Now when I squeeze it with the wrench, or squeeze it with these little pliers right here, right? Well, you guys can't really see it. When I squeeze it right here with these pliers, it should give me a little bit more to pull on that zip tie. And now we should have a fairly well pinched off system, at least on that end. So we'll pull that down. We'll get her tighter if we can. There we go. All right. We want to clip this shit off. You know what? I do not think this is getting as crimped as I want it. I want it like flat if I can. I might have to get some vice grips on her, man. Ugh. Alright guys, so we Mickey Mouse this. We literally got the double zip tie around here. You can see I got the line crimped and zip tied closed, and it's just sitting up here. But it is zip tied to the outside of the strut, which should hold it in place in the event I ever want to go back to an air suspension, which will fucking never be never. And next, we're going to jack her up. Well, I'm going to put the wheel back on it. Then we're going to jack her up, get these... Actually, I should probably knock out the other side, huh? Yeah. We'll put the wheel back on it, and then we'll go over to the other side, as much as I don't want to do it. But let's go. Let's see what happens. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you convert from a air strut system to a passive regular suspension. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to knock out the other side. I'll come back when it's time to wire in the resistors, and then we're going to take her out for a ride. Alright guys, where I finished that one side, those little connectors that they sent with it are fucking trash. So Luckily, the resistor has a little hole in the thing. I literally just pushed the wire through, twisted it up. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to tape that up, tape the entire resistor up, make sure she's nice and solid. And then I'm going to zip tie her to that wiring harness. And then that side should be done. And then we can get started on the other side. Alright guys, there is the finished product. Let me zoom out here, get a better look. So we got her zip tied down onto the wiring harness. I got some electrical tape on both ends, and she is all connected and good to go. And now I can put the inside of this back together, and we get started on the other side, because I got to drop the strut still from the top here, install the new one, and we'll rewire the other side, and we'll be done. You can see I got the second one wired into place. We're going to electrical tape it now. And then I'm going to button this shit up and put the rest of it together, because we got the other strut already locked in there, as you can see. Nice and tight, fresh nuts and everything on it. And we should be done here shortly. Okay guys, just a few hours later, and the shocks and struts are installed in the rear, and you can see a significant gap now on this side. I might need to replace my spring on this side. It still does not sit up as high on this side as it does the other side. You can see here I could fit 2 fingers in like so. I couldn't do that before, but over here I got enough for 3 fingers. So I'm going to assume that the spring on that side is worn a little bit, but at least with it at this ride height right here, I should avoid hitting the tire like I was before, and she won't sit on the tire anymore. Anyways, we're going to take her for a run. Moment of truth. Till we get any errors. That's what we're waiting for. Service airbag, tire monitor, 72 miles of range. Now I'm waiting for the compressor to kick on. Kicked on and turned off. I love it. So basically it turns on for a second, it sends a little bit of air. Where I have those crimped and zip tied, it should, when the air comes, it should immediately hit and show resistance and shut off. And that looks like what it did. So now let's take her for a drive and see if she actually handles better. Oh yeah, I can feel it already going over the bump. We'll see how she drives. Alright, she's definitely handling better in the rear, for sure. And that's, you know, brand new shocks and struts that'll do that. And her angle of attack seems to be a little higher in the rear, which is what I wanted. So I think I probably need to replace those springs in the rear, and we'll get to that. We'll probably do that too later if I have to do an alignment. What I want to do now is hit a few bumps and see if she's going to rub on that rear tire like she's been doing. Damn, running like a beast right now. Biggest thing for me was I wanted to make sure I didn't have an error in the infotainment center, you know, telling me that there was a ride control issue. So the resistors are doing their job, so that's a win. Overall, seems to be that she's driving really good, hitting these bumps. I'm intentionally trying to get the ass end to bounce, and she's sitting really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I like not tearing up my brand new tires, because that back tire on this side, the inner fender well and stuff, even right at the air shock, I mean, she was just rubbing, you know. And part of that could be the spring. You know, that spring probably does need to be replaced, and I'll just replace both of them with maybe a half inch or a quarter inch higher ride height, because I want her to sit a little higher in the rear, in case I want to put a little bit more rubber back there. And there's a reason for that. You know, if I want to run drag radials in the back, like 15-inch rims, and put Mickey Thompsons on the rear, I'm going to need, I want a little bit more clearance back there to put bigger tires. So we're going to run her back. I got about, air compressor's running. Air compressor's running nonstop. All right, I'm going to have to take the back seat out and pull that relay. Damn it, I did not want to do that. Well, it looks like all the ride height I just got, I'm still clearing here, but nowhere near as much as I am on the other side. So something is definitely off here. She's still sitting too friggin' low, man. Oh, we're gonna get the jack over here and see if we can figure out what the hell is going on. All right, guys, so shocks and struts installed. The driver's side is sitting higher, but it is still sitting too low, which means springs. I know, I probably should have did both at the same time, but I figured the springs would probably be okay. I figured it was literally just an air shock, and now, you know, I've removed the air ride system. And, yeah, anyways. Also, if anybody knows where the relay or the fuse is for the air compressor, let me know in the comments. I saw a video about it somewhere on YouTube, and now I can't find the damn thing. But I need to pull that. I need to pull that fuse, if anybody knows where that is. And I need to replace the springs. I guess I'll replace the spring on the driver's side first. The passenger side sits up even higher just fine. So I will say this, when we drove it, as you saw in the video, it didn't rub one time because I am getting that extra inch of ride height from the struts being brand new. But I need to, got to replace that spring, and that means I got to take it all back up. It's such a pain in the ass. Oh. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Hopefully the video is still educational in terms of how to bypass the ride system and all that crap. Am I happy that I did the shocks anyway, the struts in the rear? Yes, obviously. We'll see what happens with the springs and how quick I'm able to get to it. But I'm not going to do anything else until I can figure out how to disable the air compressor. And I don't want to drop my exhaust and all that other crap to get to it. I just, you know, if anybody knows what a relay is, I know it's under the rear seat. I just don't know which one it is. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys very soon on the next one.